I let out a sigh of relief and decided to go buy a drink. As I walked through the lounge in the hospital, I heard a familiar voice.
You did well with the injection, Asia. Good job.
Yeah, because you said you would take me to the amusement park later. So I did my best, Daddy. I was stunned when I looked towards the source of the voice. There, I saw none other than my husband. He was sitting in the lounge with an unfamiliar woman and a girl engaged in conversation. My name is Belle, a 37-year-old interior designer. It has been over 10 years since I graduated from university and started working at a company. As I continued to work diligently on the task in front of me, I found myself being given more and more responsibilities. Before I knew it, I had been promoted to the position of department manager. As a result, I spent my days busy, chasing after numerous tasks. However, amidst the businessness, I have a reason that keeps me going. That source is my daughter, Ivy. Mommy! When I go to pick up my daughter from kindergarten, she happily runs towards me. At 5 years old, my daughter is full of curiosity and interested in many things. She eagerly tells me about various things that happen at kindergarten with an excited expression. Just having a conversation with her instantly relieves me from the stress of work. My daughter has become my driving force in life. I genuinely believe she is my most precious treasure. Because of her, I can do my best in both work and household chores. I want to continue watching my daughter grow and thrive by her side. Ivy, dinner is ready. Yay, I'm hungry. Having daughter with my daughter is also a soothing time for me. She always enjoys the meals I cook for her. However, there's been a slight concern on my mind recently. Is that my husband always comes home quite late. Where's Daddy? Can't have dinner together today again? Well, Daddy seems to be busy with work. I think Daddy works hard because he loves you very much, Ivy. I see. Then I will stay awake and wait for Daddy to come home. But we don't know when he'll come back. It's okay. I'll wait anyway. My daughter always waits for her father, as she said. However, my husband often comes home around midnight. So in the end, my daughter would fall asleep.
Mom.
Hey, John. You're late again today, huh?
Work has hectic, you know.
What about dinner?
Sorry, I ate something random at the office.
I see. Okay. But lately, you've been having such meals almost every day. Take care of your health, okay?
Yeah, I'll be careful.
It seems like my husband works overtime almost every day and settles for a random dinner, probably ordering takeouts or nearby deli food from the office. I was extremely worried about the nutritious aspect of his meals. When he was younger, it might not have been much of a problem, but my husband is already in his late 30s. There's a risk of him getting sick if he doesn't take care of his health. However, I couldn't bring myself to restrict my husband's work. He seems to enjoy his current job and has no intention of quitting. I don't have the right to stop him when he doesn't resent it himself. Well, I do wish he could make a little more time for a daughter, but lately he has been working on weekends too. On Sunday is the only day he can spend time with our daughter. Moreover, on Sundays, he sleeps in until the afternoon, completely exhausted. He hardly ever plays with our daughter. A few years ago, his work wasn't as demanding, so he could spend more time with our daughter. But recently, we haven't been able to have much quality time together. It's truly concerning that there is such a lack of interaction between him and our daughter. I thought about giving my husband a gentle admonition. John, it's about Ivy. can you please make some time for Ivy? Even just a little bit? Ivy looks really lonely and sad because she can't play with you.
Even if you say that, work is busy and all.
I understand that, but aren't you always working overtime? Can't you come home a little earlier sometimes? Even just for a short while?
Well, I have responsibilities too, you know.
Ivy always waits for you until the very last minute, you know. She ends up falling asleep every time, and it's really heartbreaking to watch.
Is that so?
Yeah, but she still waits for you every time. My husband seemed surprised to hear that our daughter always waits for him so patiently. He also seemed to feel a bit guilty.
Okay, I understand. I can't guarantee it, but I'll try to come home earlier as much as possible.
Thank you. She would love that. I felt relieved when my husband said that. I knew our daughter would be happy about it. However, just after making the promise, my husband received a business trip assignment.
I'm sorry, but it's a project that only I can handle. And because of that, I won't be able to come home for a week.
Huh?
I'm really sorry, but it's work, so please understand. Once work settles down, I'll make it up to you, okay?
Got it. It can't be helped, right? Although I responded that way, I was disappointed with my husband. Did he prioritize work over our daughter? Normally, family should come before work. It was clear that my husband was prioritizing work over our family. I wasn't particularly happy with that situation. Where did Daddy go? Well, you see, Daddy has to stay somewhere else for work for a little while, starting today. So, I won't be able to see Daddy again? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, I have an idea. Instead, how about we go visit Grandma and Grandpa next weekend? Yes, I want to see Grandma and Grandpa. It was quite challenging to cheer up my disappointed daughter. But for the time being, she managed to put on a smile. And during the weekend when my husband was on his business trip, I took my daughter to visit my parents' house.
Hey, girls!
It's been a while, Ivy. You've grown up so much. My parents seemed delighted to see their granddaughter after a long time. My daughter seemed to be having fun playing with my parents. I hoped that spending time with my parents while my husband was away would help lift her spirits. We stayed at my parents' house for 2 days, playing and enjoying ourselves. The 4 of us went to the aquarium and had a great time. By the time we returned home, my daughter was tired and fast asleep in the car. Then, Monday came, and my husband returned from his business trip. Hi, John. How's work?
Hey, good to be back. Sorry for being away for a while.
Well, it's work, so it can't be helped. Besides, Ivy was happy because we visited my parents' house over the weekend.
I see. That's good then.
But I still want you to spend quality time with her, you know?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Anyway, Ivy's birthday is in 2 months. Promise me that you won't schedule any business trip or overtime work on that day, okay? Got it, I promise. My husband made a promise to prioritize Ivy's birthday and not schedule any work commitment. I wanted us to spend that day together, celebrating and making it a grand occasion. However, even after that, my husband continued to prioritize work and he would come home late. My daughter seemed to have given up on expecting him and rarely said daddy anymore. By the time my husband returned late at night, my daughter would already be asleep and he would leave for work by the time she woke up. Even on his days off, he hardly played with our daughter, which made me quite frustrated. Time flew by, and my daughter's birthday was approaching. We planned a party with her kindergarten friends on a weekday, so my husband couldn't attend. Instead, we planned a family outing. Mommy, where are we going for my birthday? It seemed like my daughter was looking forward to being celebrated on her birthday. Daddy has been thinking about it, you know. Really? Can I spend time with Daddy? Yeah, of course. Yay! My daughter seemed happy about being able to spend time with her father. I was also delighted to see her smile. I thought her birthday would be a wonderful time for us. However,
I'm sorry, but there has been a sudden request for me to handle something on Ivy's birthday.
My husband said something like that to me.
Huh? What are you saying?
We've had it planned for 2 months. You were supposed to keep that day free.
My colleague was supposed to go on that business trip, but something came up. And he couldn't go, so...
You should have said no. Celebrating Ivy's birthday was decided a long time ago.
I'm sorry, but please, understand. Can you explain it to her in a way she'll understand?
I can't believe this. You don't really care about her, do you?
No, that's not true. I've been working hard to provide for Ivy's life and...
Well, I can support my daughter's life on my own with my earnings. I felt like I said something I shouldn't have. In the next moment, my husband's eyes widened and he was pissed off.
So you're looking down on me after all, huh? Well, you're the one earning more money anyway.
We're not talking about that right now, are we? Besides, I'm not looking down on you.
I'm not sure about that. Aren't you poisoning Ivy's mind against me?
I'm not doing such a thing. Do you have any idea how much I've defended you?
I can't trust you.
My husband became completely angry. And from that point on, we couldn't have a proper conversation. Several days passed without us speaking to each other. And then, I mustered up the courage to explain to my daughter. Ivy, I'm sorry, it's about Daddy, but Daddy has a sudden business trip, so it seems like we won't be able to celebrate together. My daughter looked very sad. This time, tears were flowing. I tightly hugged her. I'm sorry. Mommy will fulfill any wishes you have instead of Daddy. Even so, my daughter continued to cry, deeply saddened by the fact that her father wouldn't be celebrating with her. Eventually, she cried herself to sleep. But I couldn't forgive my husband for making our daughter so sad. If he continued to neglect our family like this, divorce had to be considered. I thought that for the sake of my daughter. On my daughter's birthday, I took a day off and decided to go to my parents' house with her. I wanted to celebrate my daughter's birthday with my parents instead of my husband. But as I was preparing to go out with my daughter, I noticed that she had a high temperature. She seemed to be having trouble breathing. Ivy, are you okay? I said, placing my hand on my daughter's forehead. Hold on a sec. You're burning up. My daughter looked increasingly distressed, with sweat pouring down her face. She had an extremely high fever. I immediately called for an ambulance. Soon enough, the ambulance arrived and my daughter was taken to the hospital. I contacted my parents and waited with them at the hospital for my daughter's treatment to be completed. Thanks to the prompt medical care, my daughter's condition stabilized and she was allowed to go home a few hours later. Feeling relieved, I decided to go and buy drinks for my parents and myself. As I walked through the hospital lounge, I heard a familiar voice.
You did well with the injection, Asia. Good job.
Yeah, because you said you would take me to the amusement park later. So I did my best, Daddy. I turned to look in the direction of the voice and was speechless. There, I saw my husband. He was in a lounge, talking with an unfamiliar woman and her daughter. In an instant, everything became clear to me. And surprisingly calm, I approached my husband from behind and spoke to him. "John, it seems like your business trip is already over, huh?" When I called out to him, my husband turned around and looked shocked, as if he had seen a ghost.
Belle? Why are you here?
Ivy had a high fever and was taken here. But more importantly, why are you here when you were supposed to be on a business trip? I said that while glancing briefly at the woman. The woman who was with my husband looked awkward and kept her head down.
Well, this is...
My husband was desperately trying to come up with an excuse. "I heard someone calling you daddy earlier." "Hello, sweetheart? Is this man your father?" I asked the girl who was with my husband and the woman. The girl replied, "Not married yet, but I can call him daddy. They're gonna get married soon." She explained it succinctly. "Wow, is that so?" I looked at my husband. He had a pale face and was frozen, unable to come up with any more excuses. "So you've been betraying Ivy and me, having an affair all this time?"
No, it's not like that.
"What about the business trip? What about the overtime? It's truly disgusting. I thought you were working hard, but instead you were screwing around with another woman. You are a real scumbag." As I said that, my husband became defensive.
It's your fault.
"Huh? My fault? What kind of reasoning is that?"
You earn more money than me, and it hurts my pride. She was kind and comforting to me, unlike you. So I love her more than I do for you.
"Oh, really? Then let's get a divorce. And of course I'll be taking alimony. So be prepared for that. Oh, and yes, you've been paying child support too."
Wait a minute. I can't afford to pay all that.
"Who cares? You betrayed me and our daughter. It's only natural that you pay the consequences for that." "Well then, I'll go back to Ivy." Saying that, I left the scene, leaving behind my husband and his affair partner, both pale-faced. Afterwards, through a lawyer, I demanded compensation from my husband and his affair partner. I also requested child support, as I said. He had to pay alimony and child support from his meager salary, and he also had to provide for his affair partner and their child. As a result, his entire income has been used up every month. Furthermore, my in-laws disowned him, and he had no one else to rely on. By the way, I reported the affair to my ex-husband's colleagues. He is now viewed coldly at work as a scumbag who betrayed his promise to his daughter and prioritized his affair partner and their child. However, due to the debts from the compensation and the expenses related to his affair partner, he couldn't quit his job and was living in a stressful life. On the other hand, I returned to my parents' house and we lived together as a family of 4. I work hard while taking care of my daughter. My daughter seems to have lost interest in her father and has naturally started smiling again. I want to be like mommy, 'cause I want to be a cool person like mommy. Recently, my daughter has been saying such delightful things. Really? Then mommy will become an even cooler mommy. I want to protect my daughter's smile and this family. I'll continue to work hard in my job and be a role model for my daughter.